It's week 9 of the National Football League, and we'll see Bijan Robinson. He's the owner of the third most rushing touchdowns league-wide. It's the River Hogs and the Lumberjacks, just ahead on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Hi again, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, joining you as always. And, Charles, you check out this Louisville team. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for this visiting Portland club, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in week 9? And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and 3rd pick in the 2018 draft.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week.
Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra next man up since their Friday night light games in high school. It's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on it. And he's going to go down again. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
Davis now to return it. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt. 3-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their 3rd-year quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Now 2nd and 3. Back to throw, Pickett.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Andrew Wingard.
He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
That's returnable now for Smith.
39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Lumberjacks offense and DK Metcalf getting ready to go back to work. And he's right up there amongst the league's best when it comes to racking up receiving yards this season. Currently ranked in the top 5 as things stand here.
First carry for Nick Chubb.
And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 19 carries, 90 yards.
They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. They run again on first down, Chubb. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 4.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
To throw is Darnold. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive.
And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
Here's Pickett. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
But certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with, and there's a completion right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Back to Robinson now on 1st down.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
Over the middle, caught by London.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
First catch here for London, and also a 1st down. Now Pickett.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2nd and a couple. Back to the ground with Robinson.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. They go quickly here out to Moore. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, it turned into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
Pickett back to throw.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
Darnold.
Now this thrown deep for Slayton. And that's going to be incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now Darnold. Being chased out left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Kittle's got his first catch, and it's also a 1st down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. Stiff-armed him. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Portland football here, ready to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Darnold from the gun. Touchdown! Nick Chubb, his 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The River Hogs offense and running back Bijan Robinson set to take over once more. As we transition into the second half of the season, you can see he's the NFL's leader in rushing touchdowns. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Pickett. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. Michael Walker there to bring him down.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
Pickett will look to throw it here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Looking to throw, Pickett.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Dominique Robinson
Drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. The kick by Lutz is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue, because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now it's Darnold.
Pass is caught. It's Metcalf going across the field here.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Some concern out there right now as we got an injury stoppage. It's DK Metcalf who's getting some help following that last play.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Here's Chubb on the read option.
He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it. and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Chubb, they'll run with Chubb. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Chubb again. But he will go backwards as he stopped for a loss. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Shreds, and he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Sam Darnold with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT. And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. Bijan Robinson leading the offense out for another drive. You start prorating these rushing numbers and looking ahead, he could be on pace for a 2,000-yard season. I don't want to jinx him, but what a year to this point.
But you just did.
Sorry?
That's okay. No, he can overcome that.
I'm not
right?
apologizing to you.
No.
Okay? And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Pickett escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Pickett lost it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Here's Smith to return it. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's Darnold. Connects with Kittle underneath. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll, and now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
The same target, same result. It's Kittle. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll give it to Chubb. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lumberjacks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Powering his way forward. And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down. This offense back to work now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Throwing to start the drive. Pickett. Got him in. It's Brown. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Pickett. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. They'll throw again with Pickett. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Throwing on 2nd and long. Pickett. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you, too, in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it.
We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He found the end zone twice, once on the ground and once in the passing game, as he proved he's anything but a one-dimensional running back. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The home team's offense had Kenny Pickett headed back onto the field. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season. Second half begins with a run by Robinson. And he'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Looking to throw. Pickett. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on here to punt it away. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Lumberjacks offense and their star running back Nick Chubb getting set to take over once more. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A give running right is Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Darnold now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Kenny Clark able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Well, the Louisville offense back out now. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. There he goes, left side. Jalen Waddle. And touchdown. Jalen Waddle 77 yards.
And the River Hogs are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter.
2nd and 7. A quick target here, complete to Metcalf.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
Back to throw, Darnold. Steps away to his left. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That one goes for 8 yards.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days that they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football? Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they're a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
This one caught by Kittle. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a yard shy of the 5. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. In motion, the tight end. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. George Kittle. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Lumberjacks go up by 2 touchdowns.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. Pickett lost it.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, they obviously red man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you
think,
mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Back to throw. Pickett.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
Leonard Floyd able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. Robinson on a give right side.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
56 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Here's Pickett.
Hard throw, incomplete.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
The Lumberjacks offense and Sam Darnold headed back out there. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Open target here, Darius Slayton. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Here's Darnold. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 12 yards as they get to reset the sticks. Now Darnold. They set up the screen to Chubb.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Second down at 6 now from the 42.
Darnold.
Catch is made by Metcalf.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. as we're about ready to rock and roll for the fourth and final quarter. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. To throw is Darnold. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Darnold from the gun. And this is going to be incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
They're going forward with the option right. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, let's go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
72 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now Pickett.
And this will be caught by Brown. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 13 yards, and it keeps the drive moving.
They'll run this one right with Robinson to the 43, 2nd down. From the 43, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw, Pickett.
He finds his man, complete. That's Brown. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
Robinson up the middle. Taken down at the 47-yard line. This is 2nd and 8. Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
Got to give their offensive coordinator credit there. He got right into the head of the defensive coordinator because right on the heels of the sack on 2nd down, he figured they were going to come at him hard again. And so he went ahead and hit him with a brilliant call. Screen pass works well enough. They're able to pick up a first down. That's one way to keep that defense at bay.
And he'll take this down to the 33.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Pickett will look to throw it here. Over the middle and complete to Waddle.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Pickett going to bootleg it.
That's out wide here for Robinson. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Pickett back to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Drake London. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the River Hogs go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. So this is now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a 1-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. They begin this drive with Chubb. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Darnold now to throw. Connects with Kittle underneath. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And 3rd and 1 now. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now it's Darnold. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. And again, it's Chubb. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Here's Darnold. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Chubb running right. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. They give the Chubb out of the gun. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know you're looking at the scoreboard clock. We're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it, a costly turnover. The situation for him offensively as follows. Down by 8, 1:46 to go. The late fumble gives him unexpected new life as they come up 1st down.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look just to make sure that they have it right.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Darnold. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Kenny Clark picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Rodrigo Blankenship with an important one.
This to perhaps salt this one away.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. Pickett to throw.
And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
A little more than 40 seconds to play. Now 2nd and 10. Here's Pickett.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
Looking to throw here. Pickett.
And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
You get into these 2-minute drill situations, and you often got tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there forced the incompletion.
And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down. Darnold is going to take a knee, and that should just about do it. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for Portland,
they run their mark to 6-2 on the year.
And they will head back home next week.
Meanwhile, for Louisville,
the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.